It's CSIR Connect time. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Anna Semenya. As you can see, today we are not in studio. We are at the CSIR ICC to attend a panel discussion that has been organized by the CSIR Strategic Communications Portfolio together with the National Press Club. My first guest to give us some context is CSIR Media Relations Manager, David Mandaha. Welcome to CSIR Connect.
Thank you so much, Anna. Thanks for the opportunity.
David, where does this idea of hosting this event come from?
The CSIR marketing and communication strategy actually propels us to engage media, different media houses. We partner with media and also it also advocates for science communications. So this idea actually came from our marketing and communication strategy. So we are building relations with the media. We are actually engaging with scientists, making sure that scientists are actually, equipped to be able to communicate the work that they're doing at the CSIR.
So, but are you saying that the media briefings were not sufficient?
No, the media briefings were sufficient for a specific topic, but this one is a broad topic. We want our scientists to relax when they talk about, their work. We want them to also gain experience as well. You would remember that we also organize, media training for them so that they are able to know the jargon that they need to use. These are well, educated people, but we need to make sure that the message that they communicate goes straight to the individuals who are based in the rural areas, the rural KwaZulu-Natal, in Venda, everywhere, our grannies, our kids as well need to relate to what the CSIR is actually doing. So hence we're saying with the partnership that we have now with the National Press Club, we are bringing scientists, journalists from different media houses together in one room, let them discuss the challenges that they have. And then iron all those challenges for the benefit of the society.
I heard one of the facilitators, I think it was the facilitator, saying that perhaps we should also have another session next year to just look back at how far we've come. So can we expect more of such?
We'll have more of that, and at this moment in time we're also planning to engage science journalists themselves so that they can come to the CSIR. We take them to our facilities, we show them what the CSIR scientists are doing so that they can go there and report. We are also engaging with SASTA because SASTA has got a program of science journalists that are based in community radio stations. So we are engaging with SASTA so that they can bring these scientists, these journalists who are based in the community radios, so that they can try to simplify this message, communicate science in a manner in which even a young person who is who want to be a scientist would actually want to come and work for the CSIR as well. So that's what we are trying to do. We want a full engagement. We want them to engage on a daily basis. If it happens that they're engaging on a daily basis, so be it. We want them to be to also write for these media houses, not just opinion pieces, but articles that can be read by, different, people in different languages as well. So we are promoting different languages here at the CSIR, so we want our scientists to also communicate with those languages.
Thank you very much for your time today, Mr. Mandaha.
Thank you so much, Anna. Thanks for the opportunity.
Welcome to CSIR Connect, President Smallhorn.
Thank you.
Please just explain to us why it's important for this type of engagement to take place.
It's really important because there has always been a sticky juncture between science and the media. The media is often intimidated by scientists, and scientists are afraid of media, and both of them have very good reason for those feelings. And it's really important to do something to break through that barrier, because science is crucial to our society, and it is becoming more crucial. What is coming down the pike at us in the future, the crises that will hit South Africa and the world.
And what would you say that we have learned from the pandemic, and especially in South Africa? I mean, there's probably research being done all over the country, but what are some of the specific lessons that, South Africans learned during the pandemic around science communication?
I think one of the lessons that we learned was that we don't know who we trust. There's been a lot of false information circulated during this pandemic, and I think it behoves both the media and the science community to work together on doing something about that, about helping people to critically analyze information and understand who they can trust.
Facts.
With facts, yes, yes. But I think a very important lesson of the pandemic has been that for many people for whom science is a cold and uninteresting, boring subject that they last heard of at school suddenly became part of their daily life. Suddenly they were listening to Professor this and Doctor that, telling them what was happening. They were hanging on the lips of people that they would have never dreamt of listening to before, because they realized that science was critical to navigating this.
Thank you very much for your time today, President Smallhorn.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to CSIR Connect, Sbusiso. Sbusiso, why did you decide to attend today's session?
I thought it would be important to bring the perspective of a science writer and also someone who isn't not only a scientist myself. Yes, I did study science, but someone who is mostly a normal person who speaks to a lot of people who aren't scientists or journalists themselves. So I bring that perspective of someone who is a normal reader. I'm quite interested in science, but I also understand the perspective of people who aren't.
The consumers of
the
science.
Consumers of science, and also the non-consumers of science, people who wouldn't be interested in it.
So as a science writer, what are the biggest misconceptions that you have discovered in the past year?
Some of the biggest misconceptions come from some scientists and science communicators themselves, that if you give people the right information, that's all they need in order to change their mind. And that if you keep bombarding people with the right information, they will eventually make the right, rational decision. And that's rarely the case. It's not so much about the information that you give people, it's how you present it to them, understanding where they are coming from in order to give them that information. That's what's caused a lot of the miscommunication, the misinformation that's been happening in the last year. And the early efforts was to, just give people more information, that's all they'll need. Another big misconception comes from the public itself. The idea that scientists know everything about any given topic, and them not looking at the science as an ongoing inquiry of the facts, and that scientists are trained to rarely ever say that they are 100% certain about something. Like, they'll always use very diplomatic language about things that they are confident about, as opposed to saying they are 100%,
certain.
yes, that they're 100% certain about things. And people not understanding that that's how scientists talk or think have been very disappointed to find when a scientist says, we don't know where this came from, we don't know exactly what this virus is going to do to people, we don't know exactly how to treat it, and we're going to try our best to come up with a vaccine for it, and that might not work 100% of the time.
Thank you very much for your time today, Sbusiso. That's all we had for you on CSIR Connect this week. Thank you for watching and have a fabulous one.